No justice for Eric Clanton's victims. The bike lock attacker gets a slap on the wrist. Hello everyone, surely by now Tim Pool and other people have put out videos about this. Perhaps they have more details than I do right now because I'm making this a little bit earlier than they will. But a lot of you keep asking me to give you updates about the Eric Clanton case, and well, it is over. It is over and you will be disgusted. Here is a man that attempted murder, who apparently, well, at least according to some initial reports, but you don't hear about it anymore, discharged a firearm as the police were trying to apprehend him. Also, some reports said they found magic mushrooms in his the place that he fled from, or perhaps where they arrested him, I forget which. By the way, magic mushrooms really shouldn't be illegal or that illegal, but they are highly illegal, and the law is the law, is it not? Also, Eric Clanton, at least according to some reports, was ordered to not attend Antifa and other such events, but as you know, if you watch Very Fake News' channel, he was caught after he was ordered to not do so, hanging out with Antifa in a park at one of their events. Yes, he was caught. Now, there aren't a lot of sources about this case yet. There may be by the time that you hear this, and if new stuff comes out after I record this, I will put links to them in the video description below. By the way, folks, if you don't know who Eric Clanton is, he is also known as the bike lock attacker or the bike lock bandit. And if you don't know who that is, scroll down, see the first couple of links below to my videos, which will give you the background and context for this. As I record this, which would be late at night, August 8th, as far as I can see, there are really only 2 or 3 sources worth mentioning about the decision in the Eric Clanton case. One is Berkeley's side, the other is Washington Times, which really just draws upon Berkeley's side's article, and this by Hot Air. Now, I checked the Alameda Superior Court County records. I couldn't find information about Eric Clanton's case, so I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong or if they just don't want it to be public. Now, this by Hot Air, it's really just quoting a very large section of the Berkeley side article, but with some commentary in the beginning, which I think is worth reading. And this article is by John Sexton, by the way, posted 7:21 p.m. on August 8th, 2018. Sexton writes, quote, "Even given the tendency of judges to later drop or downgrade the charges against people involved in left-wing protests, I'm pretty surprised by this one. Eric Clanton is the Antifa member who was caught on video last April swinging a metal bike lock and bashing a Trump supporter in the skull. Clanton was facing 4 felony counts of assault, but Berkeley side reports those charges were dropped in favor of a single misdemeanor charge." And then it quotes the Berkeley side article. Okay, folks, now let's look at the article by Berkeley side written by Emily Raguso. And by the way, folks, Berkeley side is not a trustworthy source. They have a very far left bias. I and surely others have caught them in lies quite a number of times. If you've seen all my videos, you've seen me pick apart their articles a few times and prove that they lie about these things. So, don't know if everything in this article is going to be accurate, but let's read it. Headline: Eric Clanton takes 3-year probation deal in Berkeley rally bike lock assault case. And looking at this photo there, the person sort of in the middle there with the face half covered, dark sunglasses, holding a U-lock, a bike lock, that is the bike lock attacker. And if you know the background info on this, we're about 99.99% sure that that is Eric Clanton. A former East Bay College philosophy professor who was charged with 4 counts of felony assault with a deadly weapon causing great bodily injury has taken a deal resulting in 3 years of probation for an attack at a Berkeley protest last year, court records reveal. Eric Clanton has been linked by police to violent assaults with a metal bike lock during a quote-unquote free speech rally in Berkeley April 15th, 2017. It literally was a free speech rally, Berkeley side. So here you go, folks. That's an example of the sort of propaganda you can expect from Berkeley side, putting quotes around free speech when it was literally about free speech. Continuing with the article, before his arrest, Clanton had been quote-unquote outed online. Well, he pretty much was outed online, not quote-unquote outed. Anyway, on the website 4chan as someone who used a bike lock to strike a man in the head. Well, actually, it was more than just that man, but okay, Berkeley side. The assault was captured in a video clip below that drew widespread attention and anger after it was posted on YouTube. Wednesday, that is today at the time I'm recording this, yesterday for you folks, Clanton was supposed to have had his preliminary hearing where a judge decides whether there's enough evidence in a case for it to move ahead to trial. Instead, there was no hearing and information about Clanton's plea deal became available online. The thing is, folks, I went over to the Alameda Superior Courthouse website and I couldn't find anything about this. But what do I know? According to Alameda County Superior Court records, Clanton entered a, quote, no contest, unquote, plea Wednesday to one misdemeanor battery charge. The felony charges against him were dismissed, and an allegation that he had caused serious bodily injury was stricken. Wow. A misdemeanor charge that Clanton wore a mask during the commission of the crime also was dropped. Clanton's 3 years of probation begin Wednesday and last through August 8, 2021. Police said previously that Eric Clanton attacked at least 3 people with a metal U-lock during the April 15th rally in and around Civic Center Park. Court papers later revealed that Clanton struck at least 7 people in the head, according to authorities. One person received a head laceration that required 5 staples to fix. Another was uninjured but had a piece of helmet broken off. A third was struck across the neck and back, police wrote. Police wrote that they found evidence last year during a search of Clanton's home in San Leandro, if I'm saying that correctly, linking him to, quote, anti-fascists and anarchy political groups, unquote, according to court papers. He was not at home when the police arrived, so officers moved to a second address in West Oakland where they said they found flags, patches, and pamphlets, quote, associating Clanton, unquote, with Antifa and anarchist groups. Investigators arrested Clanton there. Now, I don't know if the following is true, but from what I have read, it wasn't just that they didn't find him at one place and then found him at another place. He went on the run. But apparently the courts really are not very concerned with that, though they should be. And they also should be concerned with the following, if it is in fact true. Some reports mention that Eric Clanton discharged a firearm as police were trying to find and apprehend him. Also, some reports reported that he had magic mushrooms in his possession. Now, I don't think magic mushrooms should be illegal, but they are in fact illegal. And very illegal. They're in the top class, or in other words, drugs that get you in the most trouble. So it seems that Berkeley side and or the courts are just ignoring these pretty serious crimes. I mean, you can't just run from the police. You can't possess magic mushrooms in the state of California or any state in the United States. And I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to just fire a gun when the police are trying to arrest you. Anyway, let's move on with the article, which says, detectives said they, quote, recovered U-locks, sunglasses, a glove, jeans, and facial coverings, unquote, consistent with items worn during the April 15th assaults, according to court documents. And a camera found at the San Leandro home contained, quote-unquote, selfies taken by Clanton, police said, quote, with him wearing black clothing and facial coverings, unquote, consistent with April 15th. Police said in court documents that Clanton's phone records placed him near Civic Center Park during the time of the protest assaults too. By the way, if you don't know, Civic Center Park is also called Martin Luther King Jr. Park or Martin Luther King Jr. Civic Center Park, etc. Moving on with the article, police wrote that other photos they found show Clanton, quote, posing next to anarchy symbols, unquote, and, quote, iron front, unquote, tattoo on his bicep. Photograph while he was being logged into jail, quote, is associated with anti-fascists, unquote, too, according to court papers. And that is in fact correct. The article concludes, sometime before his arrest, police said Clanton tried to discuss the April 15th assaults with staff at Diablo Valley College, where he taught in 2015 and 2016, and, quote, never stated he wanted to proclaim his innocence, unquote. He retained attorney Dan Siegel prior to his arrest and designated Siegel as his representative, police wrote. So there you go, folks. That's the whole article, and the Washington Times article just basically waters this down and gives you a lot less information than this. Now, if you don't know, Dan Siegel is not just the attorney of the bike lock attacker. He is also, well, basically responsible for getting somebody killed in a riot in Berkeley back in the 60s. Scroll down, see my video about this. Click on that maybe first, second, or third link. Dan Siegel is also friends with the mayor of Berkeley, as well as members of the city council of Berkeley and other people, other politicians in Berkeley and San Francisco and Oakland. This guy is accepted as one of them, okay? When he is a revolutionary. He also used to belong to, what is it called? The Revolutionary Communist Workers' Party or something like that. My point is this, Dan Siegel is a radical, okay? And he took this case pro bono. He's doing this for free. He's defending a terrorist who attempted murder for free because of his ideology. And this Dan Siegel is friends with the mayor of Berkeley. Now, Those of you who know my videos about the mayor of Berkeley, you're not surprised by this because I've already told you this and I've already showed you that the mayor of Berkeley, his office, his senior advisors, etc., they do lie to protect Antifa. Flat out lie. I've proven it. And they are friends with BAMN members and Antifa members. They still are, okay? They took off Yvette Flarka from their friends list because she's high profile. Everybody knows who she is. But they're still friends with people who are always there with Yvette Flarka when they go to these rallies to protest free speech and other civil rights. Yes, this is happening, okay? The city governments and politicians in Berkeley, Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento, Portland, etc., and, politicians like U.S. Representative Maxine Waters, Keith Ellison, that other woman who says that the riot on February 1st of 2017 was a, quote, beautiful sight, unquote. They support Antifa. And this is not okay. Antifa attacks innocent people, okay? They claim to go after Nazis because, well, they're insane and or liars. What they actually do is they show up at free speech rallies and they attack people who are left-wing, right-wing, centrists, black, white, trans, straight, cis, etc., etc., etc. And their excuse is, well, they're Nazis, okay? Let me tell you something. Mobs do not have the ability to make such determinations. In fact, mobs they sink naturally to the lowest common denominator among them. Therefore, they have no ability to determine who is or who is not a Nazi. Mobs are the last thing that should decide such things. And yet, a lot of you people, and pretty much most of the media, are either quietly complicit or outright sympathetic towards these terrorists. Berkeley Sci, for example, routinely puts out propaganda as if it is news. They, like Antifa, without just cause, accuse the victims of Antifa of being fascists or Nazis. And of course, you may know that I like to call out Berkeley Sci and other reporters who do this. I wish I had a lot more time, and I don't. Anyway, folks, I don't want to keep talking. If you don't already know, Tabitha and I, we're pretty much repairing a house while camping out in it. We're living out of boxes, and it pretty much takes up all our time, money, and energy, so I got to go. But, folks, on the 18th of this month, in many cities in the USA, there will be coordinated marches and rallies against violence from the regressive left. Tabitha and I will be hosting one here in West Virginia. We're not sure, but we think it'll be in Charleston, West Virginia. We'll see. If you're interested in attending, please contact us. See the information below. Come out and see us, or if you're closer to other rallies in other cities, come out and, well, go to those rallies. And I'll try to give you information about all these in a future video so that way you can attend the closest one to you. So get out there in the streets and assert your civil rights, people. Well, folks, you asked for it, so there you go. I gave you the information, but like I said, there will probably be more and better and more detailed information by the time that you see this, so scroll down, see the links below, and I'll do what I can. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Give us your comments. Peace, love, freedom, and equality from Tabitha and I. We love you all.